Maria knocked on my office door at 2:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. I was in the middle of a conference call, but the look on her face made me mute myself without thinking. She was clutching a thin plastic grocery bag in both hands, her fingers trembling so badly the handles rustled softly. "Mr. Harrison," she said in a low voice, "I need to show you something." I stepped out into the hallway with her. She opened the bag slowly. Inside were condom wrappers, dozens of them, gold foil torn open, some flattened, some twisted into tight little knots. I stared down at them, my mind refusing to connect what my eyes were seeing to anything real. "I found them under the bed," Maria said gently. "On your wife's side, behind the dust ruffle. They were hidden." My throat tightened. "How many?" I asked. "She counted," she replied. 47. The hallway seemed to tilt sideways. "Lauren and I have been married for 9 years. We have 2 children, and we haven't used condoms since 2014. I had a vasectomy 6 years ago." Maria swallowed and added softly, "There's something else." She reached back into the bag and pulled out a crumpled receipt. The date was 3 weeks ago. Hampton Inn, room 314, 2 nights. The exact weekend Lauren told me she was attending a work conference in Cleveland. I looked up at Maria. "Where did you find this?" "In the pocket of a jacket in her closet," she said. "I was checking for dry cleaning." My hands felt numb, like they didn't belong to me. My chest was tight, heavy, as if something enormous was pressing down from the inside. "I'm sorry," Maria whispered. "I didn't know if I should tell you, but you've always been kind to me. You deserve to know." I stood there in my own hallway holding a bag full of proof that the life I trusted might have been fiction all along. And the worst part was knowing this wasn't the end of it. If you want to know what I did next and what I found when I started digging, hit subscribe, because those 47 wrappers led me to a truth that destroyed more than just my marriage. My name is Daniel Harrison. I'm 38 years old, and I live in a suburb outside Minneapolis. I'm a software engineer. I work from home 3 days a week and commute to the office the other 2. My wife Lauren is a marketing director for a healthcare company. She travels occasionally, works long hours, and earns a strong salary. We have 2 children, Emma, 7, and Noah, 5. From the outside, we look like the model family. 4-bedroom house, 2 cars in the driveway, a golden retriever named Biscuit. We host weekend barbecues, attend parent-teacher conferences, and debate whose turn it is to take out the trash. Ordinary, predictable, stable, or at least that's what I believed. We hired Maria 6 months ago because our lives had become overwhelming. 2 demanding careers, 2 young children, and a home that seemed permanently on the edge of chaos. Laundry overflowed from baskets, dishes lingered in the sink, the kids' bathroom looked like a disaster zone. One evening, Lauren stood in the kitchen surrounded by clutter and said we needed help, not just a cleaner, but someone who could restore order. I posted in a local community group, and Maria responded within the hour. She was 52, originally from Guatemala, and had been cleaning homes in the Twin Cities for 15 years. Her references were exceptional. She came twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays, 4 hours each visit. She was quiet, methodical, and incredibly thorough. She didn't just clean, she organized, creating structure where we had none. Within weeks, the house felt transformed. The kids adored her. She left them small, encouraging notes after each visit. Lauren acknowledged her politely but briefly, always in a hurry. I made a habit of talking with her, asking about her family, her son studying engineering. She was kind, hardworking, and honest. And on that Tuesday afternoon, she became the person who revealed the fracture running through my life. That morning had been routine. I was in my home office, moving from one Zoom call to the next. Lauren left early for a meeting downtown. The kids were at school. Maria arrived at 10 a.m., and the usual sounds of cleaning filled the house. Around 2:30, I finished my final call and went to the kitchen for coffee. Then she knocked. Her expression was pale, her hands gripping the bag like it contained something dangerous. "Mr. Harrison," she said again, "I need to show you something." We stood in the hallway while she revealed what she'd found. I asked where exactly the wrappers had been hidden.
She explained they were pushed far back beneath Lauren's side of the bed, only discovered when the vacuum attachment tugged the fabric aside. I reached into the bag and picked one up. The foil was empty, torn open. I counted them myself, even though Maria already had. 47. My hands trembled. She apologized repeatedly, unsure whether she had done the right thing. I told her she had. When she handed me the receipt, everything sharpened into focus. Hampton Inn, Minneapolis South. Check-in October 14th, check-out October 16th. That was the same weekend Lauren said she was attending a conference in Cleveland. I had stayed home with the kids, managing everything, while she called occasionally with updates about meetings and networking events. I remembered her voice clearly. I remember believing every word. I don't remember much after Maria left. I returned to my office, sat at my desk, and stared at the evidence. Lauren and I stopped using condoms in 2014 while trying for our second child. After Noah was born, I had a vasectomy. There had been no reason for them since. So why were there 47 wrappers hidden under her side of the bed?
Eventually, I opened my laptop and logged into our shared phone account. We were on a family plan, which allowed me to see call logs and message timestamps. I began scrolling through records from October 14th. Repeated calls and texts to a number I didn't recognize. I ran a reverse lookup. Trevor Matthews, age 34, sales manager at MedTech Solutions, Lauren's company. The pattern stretched back months. Calls during lunch hours, messages late at night, long conversations after I'd gone to sleep. I opened Lauren's work calendar, still synced to our shared account. October 14 through 16, listed as Cleveland Marketing Summit. A quick search confirmed there was no such conference scheduled that weekend. I reviewed her credit card activity. Hotel charge, restaurant charges, liquor store purchase. She had spent that weekend at a hotel less than half an hour from our home, while I cared for our children and reassured them she would return soon. That evening, she came home at her usual time, carrying her bag, smiling, moving through the house as though nothing had changed. She kissed my cheek, smelled faintly of a perfume I didn't recognize, and spoke casually about meetings. We ate dinner as a family. She listened to the kids' stories, laughed, asked about homework. After they went to bed, she sat with her laptop on the couch. Her phone buzzed. She glanced down and smiled before replying. When she noticed me watching, she asked if I was okay. I said I was tired. She said she was too. We both pretended everything was normal. Later that night, after she fell asleep, I went into the garage and retrieved a small voice-activated recorder I had purchased 2 years earlier for work and never used. I returned quietly to the bedroom and placed it beneath her nightstand behind a stack of unused books. I activated it and watched the small light blink once before disappearing. I looked at my wife sleeping peacefully beside me and felt nothing except a cold sense of purpose. The next morning, she left for work as usual. I called my boss and took a personal day. Then I drove to the Hampton Inn. The building was plain, corporate, forgettable. At the front desk, I asked to confirm a reservation. After a brief hesitation and a small bribe, the clerk confirmed that 2 guests had checked in together. They had requested late checkout and extra towels and kept the Do Not Disturb sign on the door the entire stay. I returned to my car and sat in silence, imagining what had happened in that room. My phone buzzed with a message from Lauren reminding me to pick up Noah from school. I replied simply that I would. Instead of going home, I drove to a coffee shop and began organizing everything. Phone records, credit card statements, the hotel receipt, photographs of the wrappers, all cataloged and time-stamped. I built a detailed spreadsheet documenting every suspicious pattern. When I compared her calendar entries with her financial activity, a clear pattern emerged. Late meetings consistently aligned with charges at bars and restaurants. Conferences that had no online presence. Team dinners where she was the only one from her team. It was all there, a trail so obvious I felt like an idiot for not seeing it sooner. Or maybe I had seen it. Maybe I just didn't want to believe it. That night, I picked up the recorder from under her nightstand while she was giving the kids a bath. I took it to my office, plugged it into my laptop. 3 hours of audio. I put in headphones and pressed play. Most of it was nothing. Silence. The sound of her getting ready in the morning. A phone call with her mom.
Then, at the 1:47:22 mark, her phone rang. "Hey," she said. Her voice was different, softer, warmer. A man's voice. "Hey, beautiful. Miss you. Miss you too. When can I see you again?" "I don't know. Daniel's been around a lot lately, working from home. So come at lunch. I'll get us a room." She laughed. "You're insatiable. Only for you." Silence. Then, "I wish I could just leave. Start over with you." "Why don't you?" "It's complicated. The kids, the house. He'd fight me on everything." "So let him. You're miserable." "I'm not miserable. I'm just stuck." More silence. "I love you," he said. A pause, then quietly. "I love you too." I stopped the recording, sat there in the dark, stared at the screen. I love you too. 9 years of marriage, 2 kids, a life we'd built together, and she loved someone else. I didn't sleep that night. I lay next to her, staring at the ceiling, listening to her breathe. At 3 a.m., she rolled over, draped an arm across my chest. In her sleep, she whispered, "Love you." I didn't respond because I didn't know if she was talking to me or dreaming about him. The next morning, I called a lawyer. His name was Richard Klein, divorce attorney. Came highly recommended by a guy at work who'd been through it. I sat in his office at 9 a.m., the folder of evidence on the table between us. He flipped through it slowly, methodically. When he finished, he looked up. "This is thorough. I'm a software engineer. I'm good with data." He smiled slightly. "I can see that. So what do I do?" "First, we file. Adultery is grounds in Minnesota."
And you've got proof. That'll help with asset division, possibly custody. I want custody. I said primary at least. With this evidence, you've got a strong case, especially if we can show her affair affected her ability to parent. It did. She's been lying to them, to all of us. He nodded. We'll document that. But here's the thing. Divorce is ugly. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Are you ready for that? I thought about the condom wrappers, the hotel receipt, the recording. I'm ready. I didn't tell Lauren. Not yet. I went home, played with the kids, made dinner. She came home late again. Sorry, traffic was awful. I checked her location on Find My Friends. She'd been at a bar 6 blocks from her office for 2 hours. "No problem," I said. "There's leftovers in the fridge." She kissed my cheek. "You're the best." I watched her walk upstairs, and I felt nothing. Richard filed the papers on a Friday. Lauren was served at her office on Monday morning. I wasn't there, but I heard about it later. She called me at 10:47 a.m. "What the Daniel?" "Hey, Lauren, you're divorcing me without even talking to me?" "We can talk now." "This is insane. Over what? Some rough patch?" "It's not a rough patch. It's an affair." Silence. "I don't know what you—" "Trevor Matthews Hampton in October 14th. 47 condom wrappers under your side of the bed." More silence. "Daniel, I have recordings, Lauren. I have receipts. I have phone records. I have everything." Her voice cracked. "You've been spying on me? You've been someone else. It wasn't. Save it for your lawyer." I hung up. My hands were shaking, but I felt lighter. She came home that night like a hurricane, slammed the door, threw her bag on the floor. "We need to talk." "No, we don't." "Daniel, please let me explain." "There's nothing to explain. You cheated. I'm done." "It was a mistake. For 6 months?" She stopped. "How long have you known?" "Long enough." Tears started. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It just happened. He made me feel—" "I don't care how he made you feel. We can fix this. Counseling, therapy, whatever you want." I looked at her, really looked at her. The woman I'd married, the mother of my children, a stranger. "I don't want to fix it," I said. "I want you out." She moved out 2 weeks later and to an apartment downtown, alone. Turns out Trevor wasn't interested in playing house. When she told him she was getting divorced, he panicked. "I didn't think you'd actually leave," he said. He broke it off. She called me crying. "He left me." "Good," I said, and hung up. The divorce took 4 months. I got primary custody. She got every other weekend. I got the house. She got her car and half the savings. I got to keep my dignity. She got to explain to our kids why mommy doesn't live with us anymore. A year later, I'm sitting in my kitchen. The kids are asleep upstairs. Biscuit is snoring on the couch. Maria still comes twice a week. She doesn't mention that Tuesday afternoon. Neither do I.
But sometimes when she's leaving, she'll squeeze my shoulder. "You're doing good, Mr. Harrison." "Thanks, Maria." I still think about those 47 rappers sometimes. Not with anger, not with sadness, just with clarity, because they taught me something important. The truth doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't wait for you to be ready. It just is. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. If this story hit home, comment, "I see it." If you've ever found something you weren't supposed to find, if you've ever had your world flipped upside down by the truth, this one's for you. Hit subscribe for more stories about the moment everything changes, because sometimes the truth is hidden under the bed, and sometimes it takes a stranger to help you find it.